Rescue teams in Canada are trying to reach 18,000 people stranded by floods and mudslides in the western province of British Columbia. Water levels are starting to recede, but entire towns remain cut off and many roads are blocked. Andrea Wu is a reporter with Canada's national newspaper, The Globe and Mail. She joins me from Vancouver. Andrea, tell us about the rescue effort that's underway.
Just to preface, the word catastrophic has been used a lot this week, but it's really not hyperbole. There's no overstating the impact that this flooding has had on the province. Every major highway in this province has been impacted. We've had sections of major highways wash into the river, and that will take a very long time to fix. We've had hundreds, if not more, motorists and long-haul truck drivers sleeping in their vehicles at the side of the road for days because they had no way to get home. As you said, there's an estimated 18,000 people displaced from their homes. Thousands of farm animals have died, and those that survived the flood are at risk of running out of food and water. We've had confirmation of just one fatality so far, but 4 people are missing, and police have said that confirmations of additional fatalities are expected in coming days. Today, we had members of the Canadian Armed Forces arrive in British Columbia. 120 members are expected to be on the ground in Abbotsford, which is a huge agricultural hub in British Columbia's Fraser Valley. As a bit of background, it's been particularly hard hit. Large swaths of it are already underwater. And there's one area that used to be a lake that was pumped out and turned into farmland, and it's called Sumas Prairie. A water pump station there has been at high risk of failure, and if it does, more water from the river will flood into an already fully saturated zone. So one of the first things that the military members will be doing is constructing a levee to stop the water from flowing into the highway and into Sumas Prairie. It's also a bit of a race against time because more heavy rainfall is expected early next week.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Can you describe the flooding event to us and what it triggered in terms of mudslides?
Yeah, so we had about a month's worth of rain, typical for November, hit in about a day. We had 2 significant mudslides on one major highway that trapped a lot of vehicles. I think it was approximately 300 people. Between the 2 mudslides on a major highway, we had a separate mudslide north of that, and that is where one person washed over an embankment and sadly died. Aside from that, large swaths of land, farmland, are all underwater right now.
And you touched on this a moment ago, but just the extent of the damage in terms of homes, livestock, transport, and the disruption of that. And are people struggling with crucial supplies at this time?
Yeah, so one of the big concerns, understandably, are supply chain disruptions. British Columbia's Lower Mainland has effectively been severed from the rest of the province because of every major highway being impacted. The government has repeatedly told people that they have alternate plans in place, that gasoline, food supply chains, etc., are okay, that they're finding alternate ways to get products around. But of course, people are very concerned, and that has led to people panic buying, as you can see from the empty shelves there. And that is actually what's causing a lot of the shortages at grocery stores and such right now, people hoarding. But the Premier of British Columbia did declare a state of emergency, which gives the province extraordinary powers to impose sanctions and fines to prevent people from doing that.
Extraordinary images we're seeing at the moment. Is this the same area that's also suffered a heat wave recently and also wildfires in the last 6 months?
It's been quite the year. We had one of our worst wildfire seasons on record this year. And then following that, we had an unprecedented heat dome, which led to temperatures that shattered numerous records, including the hottest temperature ever recorded in Canada. That was in the village of Lytton, which is in BC, which reached 49.6 degrees Celsius. The day after that, the entire village burnt down. And so 3 months after that, we are now experiencing this extreme heat wave. We've, this year alone, experienced numerous extreme weather events that have been described as once-in-a-century events. And we've heard from people who lost everything in the wildfires this year who have now lost everything again in floods.
Yeah, all in 1 year, and I imagine it has escalated climate crisis fears there.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it would take someone really putting their head in the sand to not look at this as a climate-related issue.
Andrea Wu, reporter with Canada's national newspaper, The Globe and Mail, thank you so much for giving us that information.
Thank you for having me.